So hey students, welcome back to Diksha Vedantu 9th and 10th English. This is Basavaraj, I'm your biology master teacher. But today, I'm your English master teacher as well. Students, I'll be teaching you the first chapter of the first flight book. That is A Letter to the God. Now we'll be understanding every line of NCERT. Then I'll be explaining you a complete summary of this chapter. So let's go by line to line of NCERT. And if you have any doubt, any place, you can put it in the comment section. And students, some of you are asking me, sir, will the syllabus will be over in a span of 20 days? The answer is yes. It's my promise to all of you. I will make sure the syllabus is over. So that is the reason we are not just going live. We will also be putting a lot of recorded videos on the channel. So let's start without wasting any time. The Letter to the God. Now, if I were to ask you what is the story about, students, this story is about a farmer. Yes, this story is about a farmer who is actually a very poor farmer. And like all the poor farmers, he mostly depends on his harvest. That is the plants which he grows. And if the harvest is not there, what does he do? Obviously, he has to go hungry. Obviously, he has to, go for other resources where he can earn the money from. But all of us, in the end, whenever there is a difficult situation, whom do we turn into? Obviously, 90% of us would turn into a mother or father. We'll ask them, Dad, can you please help me? Mom, can you please help me out? But when there is no one in your life, no one can help you out, there's one person who's always there in your heart. That is the God. We know that in the difficult times, right, we always pray, God, please help me out the last time. I will never repeat again. Especially when there is a result is going to come out. All of you will be like, God, please help me this one last time and I will never make the same mistake again. Just like all of you, our story's hero called as Lencho also returned to the God in the story. And what did he do? He actually wrote a letter to the God. But did the God reply to the letter or did the God not reply to the letter? Let's read the chapter and figure it out. Come on, let's go with the first paragraph, that is the description of the house. Yes, the house, the only one in the entire valley. Now, some of you might not know what is a valley, what is the meaning of crest. For that very reason, I have a diagram here. So to make you show a picture, more of not diagram, picture. So the house, the only one in the entire valley. So what is the meaning of valley? Have you seen such locations? This is actually called a valley. This part is called a valley. Okay. Sat on the crest of the low hill. Now, what is the meaning of crest? Crest means top of the hill. Yes, it's written here, top of the hill, top of a low hill. Now, let me draw a diagram for you to better understand it or visualize it. Imagine there are two hills here. Yes, there are two hills here. One is a tall hill, one is a little more shorter hill. Now, on top of this shorter hill or low hill, there is a house. There is a house on the top of the low hill. Okay. From this height, one could see the river, the field of ripe corn dotted with the flowers that always promised a good harvest. Now, what is the view from here? The view from is very beautiful. From the view from this house, you can see a extremely beautiful cornfield. There is a complete cornfield here. Yes, with amazing flowers on it. Yes, corn, it has flowers on it. And a river is also flowing here. A river is also flowing here. Now, when I say dotted, where is the word here? Line I want all of you to understand. Cornfield dotted with the flowers. The meaning of dotted here is, if you look at a cornfield from the top, or in fact any field from a top view, the flowers will look like a dotted structure on it. That is what they're saying. The view is so that an entire cornfield is seen and there are dotted flowers on it. Okay. The only good thing, okay, one more line we missed here, that always promised a good harvest. That is, year after year, there was always a good harvest here. That is, this field always gave us good amount of corn or any other fruit or vegetable. The only thing the earth needed was a downpour or at least a shower. Now, students, now what is the meaning of downpour here? Down means low, obviously down. Pour means we are pouring something. Now here downpour means a heavy rain. You say outside, right? When it's raining outside, some of the smart kids will say it is raining outside, or some of the smart kids will say it is pouring outside. So downpour means what? Rain. Downpour means actually heavy rain, or at least a shower. Shower is a much more lighter rain. Okay. Throughout the morning, Lencho. Lencho is our main hero of the story, also called as the protagonist of the story. Lencho, who knew his field intimately, had done nothing else but see the sky towards the northeast. So Lencho is the main hero of the story. What is he doing? He knows his field intimately. The meaning of intimately here is detailed. Every single nook and corner of the field he knew. But from morning he had not done anything. What was he doing from morning? From entire morning he was just looking at the sky. Will it rain? Will it not rain? Will it rain? Will it not rain? Entire morning he was doing this. Okay. Now, where? Towards the northeast side. Now we are really going to get some water. Women. Now he is saying, see, can you see inverted commas? Whenever there are inverted commas, it means it's a dialogue. Right? Now we are really going to get some water. Women. The woman he is referring to here is his wife. So he is telling his wife, now we are going to get some water. The water which he refers to here is rain. The woman who was preparing supper. Now what is this supper? The supper basically means last meal of the day. But technically, in most of the places, the last meal is usually the dinner. So students, we usually use supper as a synonym to dinner. Okay, but actual meaning is supper means last meal of the day. But here it is referring to as dinner. Replied, yes, God willing. So the woman is telling, while preparing the dinner, if God wishes, the rain will come. The older boys were walking in the field while the smaller ones were playing near the house until the woman called to them, come for dinner. So basically, your Lencho, the hero of the story, has a couple of kids. The older ones are working in the field, and the younger ones, obviously we cannot let them go work in the field. They are playing near the house. While they were playing and they were working, the woman is calling, the wife of the Lencho, or the mother of the two kids, calls that, come on, come home, the dinner is ready to eat now. It was during the meal that, just as Lencho had predicted. Now what is the meaning of predicted? The meaning of predicted is to, before something happens, you know it will happen. You're predicting something, right? Like you predict, for example, tomorrow is your exam, right? You have studied really well, right? You have studied really well. Now something is going to happen. You will tell in consciousness, you will tell in think of inside, I know this will happen for sure. So just had Lencho predicted. What did he predict? He had predicted that it's going to rain. So will it rain? Let's look at it. Big drops of rain began to fall. That's right. Just as Lencho predicted, it is going to rain now. In the northeast, a huge mountain of clouds could be seen approaching. The air was fresh and sweet. The man went down for no other reason than to have a pleasure of feeling the rain on his body. And when he returned, he exclaimed, these aren't raindrops falling from the sky. They are new coins. So just as he predicted, it started raining very heavily. And as seen approaching, that is a huge clouds. Right, whenever it's going to rain, you see a large black clouds in the sky, and you can tell it is definitely going to rain today, looking at the clouds. And remember students, whenever there is going to be a big, whenever it's going to rain, it gets windy, it gets fresh air, cool air. Remember, when it's going to rain, that's what is going to happen. That's what is happening here. That is, the huge mountain of the clouds could be seen approaching. The air was fresh and sweet. When it is going to rain, that is the condition. The man went out for no other reason than to have a pleasure of feeling the raindrops on his body. That is nothing but a hero. He went out, Lencho went out to the, to the outside and stood like this, and the entire rain was pouring on him. You might have also done this when you were kids. Obviously, all of us would love to play in the rain, including me. Whenever it's raining outside, go take a free shower. Okay. And when he said, now very important line here, he said, these aren't raindrops falling from the sky. They are new coins. Now students, do not take the literal meaning here. That is, there are no coins are not falling actually. So what are falling? Raindrops. Now he is connecting the raindrops to the coins. Now what is the connection here? The connection here is very simple. If it rains, the corn will grow proper. He can take the corn, sell it in the market. Now from that selling point of view, he can earn the money. That is what he is referring here. He is not literally telling you that no coins are falling from the sky. He is telling you, Lencho is telling you, these are not raindrops, these are coins, because from this raindrop his harvest will grow. He can take the harvest and sell it in the market. That is the meaning of it. The big drops are 10 cents pieces and little ones are 5. The meaning here is the big ones, because more bigger raindrop, more water, more harvest. So bigger ones are 10 cents. The meaning of 10 cents here is this is a currency. Like how we have rupees in our Indian system, right? Just like in American system and Latin American system, they have cents. So the big drops are cents, while the smaller drops are 5 cents, because small drop will have little water, less harvest. That is the meaning of here. Very beautiful depiction. Clear? Now, while with a satisfied expression, he regarded the field of ripe corn with its flower draped in a curtain of rain. Very beautiful line. When you all of you might have seen when rain is coming, after some time the rain stops. When you go outside, do you see the leaves, the flower, the stem, everything is covered in water? That's what he's saying. But he is depicting when the rain is happening itself. He goes out and sees the entire cornfield, the entire flowers are covered in raindrops. The meaning of drape here is to cover. Your mother, your sisters, they wear saris, right? They drape the sari, they're covering. So he looks at the cornfield and it exactly resembles that. The entire cornfield is completely covered in the raindrops. But suddenly a strong wind begins to blow, and along with the rain, very large hailstones began to fall. These are the ice. All of you would have noticed when sometimes what happens when there is extreme rain, there is sudden ice is falling. That is called as hailstorm. See, can you see this ice? In Kannada language we call it Anakallu. Let me know in the comment section what do you call in your language. Okay. Now these truly did resemble new silver coins. The meaning here is they look like silver coins because the hailstones are white in color. Okay. The boys, exposing themselves to the rain, ran to collect the frozen pearls. The pearls here again refers to the ice. And all of you would have also done this when you were kids, or you might still do it, because I still do it. Whenever there is a hailstorm outside, whenever there's ice falling, I go collect it. Collect it and come show it to your mother. See, I collected some ice, because it's fun to do it. Okay. Now, it's really getting bad now. See, inverted commas. Again, it's a dialogue. Now, dialogue is told by Lencho again. Now, this is getting bad. Why is it bad? Because students, remember, the hailstones can potentially damage the crops. Yes. Explained the man. I hope it passes quickly. It did not pass quickly. That is, the hailstorm did not pass at all. It was completely devastated. Completely, the whole time the hailstorm is happening. For an hour, the hail rained on the house, the garden, the hillside, the cornfield, on the whole valley. The entire valley was covered by hailstone here now. Hailstorm. The field was white, as if it was covered by salt. So this is the image which I showed you before. This is the entire field look like this. The entire field looked like it was covered with salt. It means so much of hailstorm. Everywhere you can see white. That's all. Now, where was I? No. Not a leaf remained on the tree. The corn was totally destroyed. I told you, the cornfield could potentially be destroyed because of the hailstones, because when they are falling with a great velocity. Yes, physics little bit. When they're high velocity, they can completely damage the crops. The flowers were gone from the plants. Lencho's soul was filled with sadness. When the storm had passed, when the storm had completely gone now, he stood in the middle of the field. He stood there in depression and sadness because his entire hard work was gone. Just stood there and said to his sons, a plague of locust. Locust is an insect which usually infects the plants. I'll show you a diagram. This is a locust. This is how it looks like. A plague of locust have left more than this. A plague, even if there was a plague of lotus, it would have left some 1 or 2 plants. But this hailstorm completely destroyed all the plants, and there was nothing left anymore. The hail has left nothing. This year we will have no corn. The Lencho is telling. Everything is destroyed. All the hard work has been completely for nothing. That night was a sorrowful one, means a sadful one. All our work for nothing. There was no one who can help us. We'll all go hungry this year. Just imagine you have an assignment to submit tomorrow. Imagine you have a project to submit tomorrow. Entire night you sit and do the project. Or entire week you're sitting and doing the project. Your mother is helping you. You're a group project. Entire friends are coming to your house and you're making a project. Imagine on the day of submission, some other reason, your project gets destroyed. You're taking the project to your school, suddenly there is a rain and entire project gets destroyed. How will you feel? The same expression was in our Lencho, but much more, because his survival is dependent on it. This year there will be no car, entire family will go hungry. But in the hearts of the all who lived in that solitary house, meaning of solitary is single house in the entire valley, in the middle of the valley, there was a single hope, help from the God. Just like, how would you say, when there is no help, all of us pray to the God, God, please somehow help me, somehow, escape me from this situation, please help me out. That's what Lencho was up to. Don't be upset, even though this seems like a total loss. Remember, no one dies of hunger. No one will die of hunger. That's what he promised. Because there is a proverb. That's what they say. No one dies of hunger. All through the night, Lencho thought of only of his one hope. That is God. The help from the God. Those whose eyes, as he had been instructed, sees everything, even what is deep in one's consciousness. So all his hope was God, because he knows God knows everything. Even if you're doing something wrong, God is watching you. If you're doing something good, God is watching you. Even though if you're pretending to do good, but deep inside, if you have darkness inside you, inside your heart, inside your consciousness, God can see that too. Nothing can be hidden from the God. Lencho was an ox of a man. That is, he was a very hard-working man, completely built, working like an animal in his field, but still he knew how to write. So right, we say farmers are not educated, but some of the farmers are extremely educated. They have the amazing knowledge of every single plants out there. They also know how to read and write. The following Sunday at the daybreak is the daytime break he gets, he began to write a letter which he himself would carry to the town and place it in the mail. It was nothing less than a letter to the God. So what did he do? He knew God knows everything. So all he did was write a letter to the God. Now let's read what he did write in the letter. Come on, let's see what he did write. God, he wrote, if you don't help me, my family and I will go hungry this year. I need 100 pesos. Pesos is the money here. Just like Indian currency is rupees, in Latin America it is pesos. You need how many? 100 pesos in order to sow my field again and to live until the crop comes. So what did he ask for God? He asked for 100 pesos. So God, please lend me 100 pesos. With that 100 pesos, I can sow my field again. That is, he can grow the crops again until the next year is arriving. Because the hailstorm ... Why is he not finishing the sentence? He's not finishing the sentence because he knows that God is seeing everything. God knows what has happened to him is unfair. Because of the natural calamity, his hard work has been gone. He wrote to God on the envelope. So this is an envelope. On the envelope, he said you usually write the receiver's address. So he wrote to God on the letter. Put the letter inside, and so inside the envelope he put the letter inside, and still troubled went to the town. At the post office he placed a stamp on it, on the letter, and dropped it in the mailbox. So finally he dropped it in the mailbox. Now gone, done, letter is done. Now will he get a reply? Let's look at the next paragraph. One of the employees who was a postman also helped at the post office, went to his boss laughing heartily and showed him the letter to the God. So postman took a letter. As soon as he saw the letter where it mentioned to God, he started laughing. He started laughing so heartedly. He also took the same letter to his boss. He took it there, right? Because never in his career as a postman had he known that address. He doesn't know the address. Obviously he doesn't know anything. He took it and went to his boss. Boss, look at this. Someone who's mentally retarded has written a letter to the God. right? Because no one knows where God lives, right? The postmaster, a fat, amiable fellow. The meaning of amiable is friendly and pleasant. There are some amazing people in there. They might be little unhealthy. They might be little, on the healthy side, but they're so loving. That the feel you get when you look at them, you get so happy. One of such person was there. That is the postmaster. Also broke out laughing, but almost immediately he returned very serious. He was laughing suddenly, ha ha ha. Suddenly became very serious. He took the letter, tapped it on the desk. Why? Serious and tapping the letter on the desk, commented, "What a faith! What a faith in God. I wish I could believe in God so much." That's what he meant. Yes, what a faith in God. Right? I wish I had the faith of the man who wrote this letter, starting up a correspondence with the God. What a faith. How can someone believe God so much that he is writing a letter to the God? What is this faith? I wish I had the same faith in God, the postmaster is saying. So in order not to shake up the writer's faith in God, so we need to make sure that his belief in God remains the same, so he doesn't shake up everything. He made a plan. Who? The postmaster made a plan here. The postmaster came up with an idea. Answer the letter. Because he knows, because there is no way they could send a letter to the God. So what did the postmaster decide? Let me write the letter back to him. But once he read the letter, he got to know just writing a letter back to the Lencho was not enough. But when he opened it, it was evident, but it was obvious that to the letter he needed something more than the goodwill, ink and paper. When he read the letter, when the postmaster read the letter, he knew Lencho needs something more than goodwill. He doesn't want just a reply from God. God will be like, I am good, how are you doing, family is good. No. He wanted more than that, which was money. That is 100 pesos. But he stuck to his resolution. That is, he will help the Lencho. That is resolution. He asked for money from his employees. He himself gave a part of his salary, and several friends of his were obliged, means ready to help, to give something for the act of charity. So he asked all of his colleagues, he put his money from his salary, asked some of his friends were also, willing to give it as a charity. What is the charity? When you help someone without something in return. Okay. It was impossible for him to gather together the 100 pesos. Obviously, this story is not from now. This story is a little bit of ancient. In back then, 100 pesos was a very big deal. Imagine someone is asking you 10,000 rupees, or imagine someone is asking you 1 lakh rupees. You can help to some extent, but can you pay the entire money? It's going to be difficult, right? So it was difficult for the postmaster also, right? Together 100 pesos. So he was able to send a farmer only little more than the half. So imagine half of 100 is 50. So little more than 50. Okay. He put the money in the envelope addressed to the Lencho, and with it a letter containing only a single word as a signature, God. So he inside the envelope he added a letter. In that letter there was nothing. Only thing which is written in the letter was a single word in the signature, God. That's it, nothing more than that. That was the letter which postmaster gave him. Inside it there was some money. Okay. The following Sunday, Lencho came a bit earlier than the usual to ask if there was a letter for him. Obviously, if you write a letter, you might be expecting something in return. Imagine you're sending a message to your friend. Obviously, you'll wait for the reply, right? Will the friend reply to me? When is he replying? Is he not replying? Just like that, Lencho came up to the post office, asked him if there is a letter for him. Okay. It was postman himself who handed the letter to him, while the postmaster, see, postman is giving the letter, but postmaster, he's sitting in his cabinet and looking at Lencho. Obviously, when you help someone, right? When you help someone, you might see they'll become very happy. You want to see the expression on their face, right? How happy did they get, right? The experiencing the contentment of a man who has performed a good deed. That is, the postmaster had done a good deed. So you want to see the expression on Lencho's face. Will he become happy? How excited he'll be looking at the money in the envelope. Looked at from his offers. Lencho showed no slightest surprise on seeing the money. Imagine you write a letter to someone and you get a money in return. You will be happy looking at the money. But Lencho was no surprise. He just opened it. Okay, money is there. Why? Because he had so much faith in God that he knew God would reply to him. God would send him money. He knew it. God will send him money without, slight of hesitation in his heart. That much of faith he had in God. Because he knew God will reply to him. God will send him money. Such was his confidence. But he became angry suddenly. Suddenly your Lencho is becoming angry now. When he counted the money, as soon as he counted the money, he became very angry. Now what is the reason for him becoming angry? The God could not have made a mistake, nor could he have denied Lencho what he had requested. He had so much of faith in God that he knew God cannot make a mistake. Never in his life God can make a mistake. That is, and God can also will not deny his request. But there must be some other mistake here. I know for a fact God's mistake is not there. There might be someone else involved in this. That's what Lencho is thinking. Okay. Immediately, Lencho went up to the window for asking a paper and an ink. He went to the window. Give me paper. Give me ink. On the public writing table, he started to write with much wrinkling of his eyebrow, wrinkling of his brow, caused by the efforts he had to make to express his idea. When he finished, he went up to the window to buy a stamp with his, when he licked and then affixed it to, here's a Lencho story, affixed it to the envelope with a blow of his fist. Then the moment the letter fell into the mailbox, the postman went to open it. So what did he do? He became so angry. He was so angry, he started writing letter very angrily. So when you become very angry, your eyebrows become like this. Can you see the wrinkles will come? Eyebrows will become like this. So he became writing letter. No, God started writing full on. And then what did he do? After writing letter, he closed it, envelope, took a stamp, licked it, kept a stamp on there, and with his fist, nicely hit it one. Okay. Then he put the mailbox. Then once, what happened after that? The postman came. He took the letter from there. Right? The postmaster went and opened it. It said, God, of the money that I had asked for, only 70 pesos reached me. Out of the 100 pesos I asked you, only 70 pesos is here. What happened to the 30 pesos? Because I know, God, you cannot make a mistake. Right? Send me the rest, since I need it very much. But don't send it to me through the mail. Do not send me I know you will send me the money, God, but please do not send it to me through the mail, because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks. Lencho. The meaning of crooks is they are very cunning, they will cheat, right? So I know it's God. You would have sent me 100 pesos, but this office crooks are there now. They have taken 30 pesos out of it and they have given me only 70. Please send me the rest. What an ironic situation. Because who knew? Because it was the office people who helped them, not the God. That is the end of the story. So students, here we have to understand the moral of the story here is how a person can have a complete faith in God, and also how a man cannot have faith in other man also. Because in the end of the story we realize that Lencho does not believe the postmaster, but he believes in the God. That is the end of the story. Let me know in the comment section how was the story, and let me also know in the comment section which is the next chapter which you want me to teach. Until then, take care, all of you.